started, I would like to provide you technical information regarding the interpretation. There are interpretation in Turkish and English. For those who would like to listen in English, you should choose the English option.
Take some other.
But if it is in Turkish, you should choose the Korean option, please. Deputy Minister Gonca Yılmaz, Ambassador and Deputy Minister Faruk Kaymakçı, Ambassador Nicholas Meyer-Landrut, President Christoph Lytle, President Rıfat Sercikdoğlu, and dear distinguished guests. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to the EU-Turkey High-Level Business Dialogue on EU Green Deal. Thank you for being with us today. My name is Oya Ersöz, and I'm the Turkey-EU Business Dialogue Project Director at EUROCHAMBRES. I would like to briefly inform you about Turkey-EU Business Dialogue Project, which has been implemented by the EUROCHAMBRES in close cooperation with TOBB. Our project is co-financed by the European Union and the Republic of Turkey. TEBD project aims at strengthening mutual knowledge, dialogue, and long-term cooperation between Turkish chambers and their counterparts in the EU, thus promoting the integration of EU and Turkish business communities, and also making the EU's and Turkish economies and business collaboration sustainable. During the implementation of the TEBD project, chambers and their members from both Turkey and the EU are engaging in partnerships, business dialogues, capacity building, and much more, with over 100 activities. Today, we are organizing this EU-Turkey high-level business dialogue within the framework of TEBD project to bring business leaders, international financial institutions, Turkish public bodies, and the European institutions together to analyze and discuss the economic and business relations between Turkey and the EU, and how it can be further strengthened and how to maximize both benefits for both sides in the EU, in the view of EU Green Deal. And today and tomorrow, we will discuss EU Green Deal from different angles during our 4 interactive thematic sessions with high-level speakers. This afternoon, we will have the sessions of EU-Turkey economic and trade relations and common challenges in the view of EU Green Deal, skills for EU green transition. And tomorrow, on Thursday, we will have the sessions of recovery, investment, and sustainable finance, circular economy, and plenary closing session. Now, without any further delay, we will turn the time over to our first speaker. Our first speaker today is TOBB President and Vice President of EUROCHAMBRES, Mr. Rıfat Sercikdoğlu. Dear President Sercikdoğlu, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Oya. Deputy Minister Gonca Yılmaz, Ambassador and Deputy Minister Faruk Kaymakçı, Ambassador Nicholas Meyer-Landrut, President Christoph Lytle, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you all on behalf of TOBB and EUROCHAMBRES. This afternoon and tomorrow, we would like to talk about different sides of the EU Green Deal. Thank you all once again for being with us. Our initial plan was to hold this high-level business dialogue as back-to-back meeting with Turkey-EU high-level economic dialogue. Unfortunately, today the conditions don't let us to do it, but we as the business believe in the value of the dialogue and engagement. Let me start by expressing how grateful I am for the cooperation with EUROCHAMBRES in many areas, including the EU-Turkey Business Dialogue Project. The CEO of the EUROCHAMBRES, Ben, and his project team, coordinated by Oya, have been doing a great job. And I would like to thank the European Commission for the financial support allocated to the projects targeting dialogue between Turkey and the EU. Deputy Ministers Gonca Yılmaz, Ambassador and Deputy Minister Faruk Kaymakçı both have been very close to the business. I would like also to thank Ambassador Nicholas Meyer-Landrut for being with us for this event. Ladies and gentlemen, Turkey and the EU are both partners and allies. Turkey has been targeting the EU membership for almost 60 years. Europe ends on Turkey's eastern borders. Turkey is part of the West. This is true in terms of security as well as economics. Both Turkey and the EU have managed a lot in economic integration. As a business, it is our duty to add more topics in our long-standing partnership. The EU is the #1 export partner of Turkey. Turkey is the 6th largest trade partner of the EU. In the past, the customs union with the EU protected Turkey from the Southeast Asian competition. It has helped Turkey providing jobs and increasing growth. Close economic contacts with the EU has changed Turkey into a dynamic, industrial, functioning market economy. Currently, nearly 50% of Turkish exports go to the EU. Additionally, the share of the EU in foreign direct investment in Turkey is 62%. And currently, nearly 50% of Turkish exports are going to EU. Now, the EU is working on renovating its existing productive capacity with new low-carbon technologies. Turkey needs to make a similar move. So, I think it is the time to talk about Green Deal and green economy. We see it as a new model for the Turkish economic growth and transformation. In addition to the bilateral trade and direct investments, European values chains are passing through Turkey. Therefore, Turkey needs a green transformation agenda in line with the EU Green Deal initiative. But this is a costly process. Therefore, we believe it would be beneficial if the EU provide financial aid to support this process, and EU will be benefited from this step. Because in the post-COVID-19 world, the European value chains, either already operating in Turkey or the potential ones, will want to see a green transformation program in Turkey. So a green transformation program, including energy transition and efficiency, digital transformation, and smart, sustainable cities working together with the EU's Green Deal seems to be essential. The continuation of Turkey's economic and social transformation is good for European security in general and energy security in particular. A mutually beneficial green transformation agenda appears to be a new positive agenda item between the EU and Turkey. And ironically, now COVID-19 opens new prospects for a positive agenda between the EU and Turkey. I hope this high-level event will provide an open forum to discuss all aspects of the EU Green Deal and Turkey's adaptation. Thank you very much once again for being with us and listening to me.
Thank you very much, President Saycıklıoğlu, for your remarks. And now we will lend ear to the distinguished words of President of EUROCHAMBRES, Christoph Lytle. The floor is yours.
Hello, Oya, and good morning to our friends and colleagues, our Turkish friends. Yes, in EuroChamber, Rifat, you are Vice President and you are very important and very constructive. Turkey is member of the European family in economic respect. And I think politics should follow and the political tensions should be reduced and the common interests should be in our minds much more than before. Rifat, 2 years ago, we had this dialogue in your country. I know I was present there in Istanbul. At that time, Turkish ministers and European commissioners were present. Where are they today? I think it's so important. This bridge, perhaps one of the very few bridges between our countries, we should strengthen and we should give them awareness and we should respect them a little bit more. That's nothing against the today present ambassadors. No, they are experts, perhaps much better experts than politicians. But I want to tell that we need also on the top level be acknowledged. And in that way, I want to add that I'm very happy that the budget will be increased from 5 to 6 million euros. That means that we have 20% increasement, and Rifat, we will work on that. And it were very wonderful activities, more than 100 activities with all, not only the national, all the regional chambers, therefore for our companies. And I'm very, very happy that you did it, your team did it. I want to mention also Mustafa in this connection. And I think we are playing an important role by building bridges between our countries. And thank you very much also for that, what you have said, the priority green transition. I want to add the modernization of customs union. EuroChamber is fully supporting you in that way. And if the political tensions will be reduced, it will be easy to negotiate it because it's a necessity for both of us. We have equilibrity in our trade volume, 70 billion imports and exports to Turkey, from Turkey. That's wonderful. A lot of investment of European companies in Turkey. And we are responsible for that. Not only for the big investments, also for the creativity, for the innovation coming from the small and medium-sized businesses. We are aware of that, and I want to assure you and all Turkish companies that Europe is in favor for better relations with Turkey and not discussing to reduce it. And we have the big task. Rifat, your TOBB, and we, EuroChamber, to work on that, to support that, and make constructive contributions. And therefore, I'm happy that we are again today here in another station and looking forward and being optimistic that our goals will be realized in the near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, President Lytle. Thank you for sharing your insights on EU-Turkey relations and future relations as well. And I would like to pass the floor to Ambassador Nicholas Meyer-Landrut. Ambassador, please.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be with you today for this business dialogue, which I think is a very important meeting. And I very much congratulate both TOBB and EuroChambers for having put this dialogue to the agenda today in the particular circumstances in which we are. So dear presidents, dear Rifat, dear deputy ministers, dear Faruk, it's a pleasure to be with you and to join you today on the issue of this dialogue, which is Green Deal. The Turkey-EU Business Dialogue project has been a catalyst in bridging the business communities under the European and Turkish chambers over the last 2 years. There were 19 chamber partnership projects under this initiative working on very concrete issues from digitalization to SME consultancy, from cheese production and hazelnuts to developing local tourism capacities. I would like to congratulate them for such extensive collaboration. The project mobilized chambers and commodity exchanges from 26 different provinces in Turkey, together with their counterparts from 12 member states in the EU. Also, some of the work was interrupted by the pandemic. I want to commend you that the project was able to adapt to the new normal quickly and moved many of its activities to online platforms, such as we see today. I have also attended the Women's Entrepreneurship Forum of the project in November last year, where women entrepreneurs from EU and Turkey came together to discuss opportunities and challenges. Just 2 days ago, we celebrated the International Women's Day. I want to underline once again how important it is that we have women in decision-making, both in private and public sector. The World Bank estimates that women's lagging participation in employment and entrepreneurship costs the world about 15% of its GDP. The UN announced this year's global theme for International Women's Day as Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World. Hence, this is one message that I want to underline particularly this week in a business dialogue event. Get ready for an equal future. Women are and will be the front runners in the fight against climate change. If I come back to our business dialogue, a high-level business dialogue event was organized under the project back in February 2019, where common topics of interest were discussed between Turkish and European business organizations. The European Green Deal was not yet announced then. However, the Turkish and the European business communities had agreed on the importance of cooperating on issues such as digitalization, connectivities, and skills. These are still important issues for EU's digital and green transition. I think it's crucial that the civil society and the private sector are important contributors to the political agenda and become motor of policy change. I see a great interest from Turkish business organizations and private sector in the European Green Deal, and this is good news. This makes me hopeful for the shared future. I have already participated in several events on this topic over the last month in Turkey, and I would not like to repeat the EU's ambitions agenda on the Green Deal in detail here and now. You will hear about the different aspects in the panels today and tomorrow. But what I want to say is that the European Green Deal aims to build a modern, resource-efficient, carbon-neutral, clean, circular, and competitive economy, and not only in Europe. We want to do this together with our partners as the global challenge stemming from climate change cannot be addressed by individual countries or even by unions of countries such as the EU. We are all connected in a complex web of economic, trade, social, cultural relations. Digitalization makes this web even more simultaneous and interrelated. The EU and Turkey share a common neighborhood, a long-standing common history, and the reality of close economic interdependencies are connected even more intensively. The European Green Deal is not just a climate or environment deal, it's our new growth strategy. This is very important to understand. It comes with a big toolbox covering many fields of intervention, from energy to biodiversity, from agriculture to trade. This is an exciting agenda for science, innovation, economy, trade, and finance. However, this enormous work and the objectives we have set cannot be reached alone without the participation of our economic partners. As we talk to business today, let me speak about the business aspects of the European Green Deal and EU-Turkey relations. Given the global character of climate change and sustainability challenges, it's clear that our green adjustment needs to be spread all along our global supply chains. The EU is the world's largest trading bloc. We exchange the largest volumes of manufactured goods and services. We are the #1 trading partner with 74 individual countries around the world. Hence, the EU has a considerable leverage on the policies of third countries by ensuring through the international trade channels that environmental, climate, and wider sustainability concerns are addressed. The EU already uses its modern trade agreements to promote climate-friendly policies, sustainable public procurement, and to remove barriers to trade and investment in renewable energy. Supporting green transition and promoting responsible and sustainable value chains is one of the 6 priorities of the EU's new trade policy strategy adopted on 8 February 2021. Both the Green Deal and the new strategy for EU trade policy refer to the respect of the Paris Agreement as an essential element of future trade agreements. One of the options to link trade policy with the European Green Deal is a carbon border adjustment mechanism. I know that Turkish stakeholders are very curious about it and want to know how it works. I get a lot of questions on this. While the precise design of the measure is yet to be defined, the mechanism will add to the range of already existing measures which help implement the EU main objective to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Its aim is to ensure that the price of imports reflect more accurately the carbon content, which will in turn ensure that the EU's green objectives are not undermined by production relocation to countries with less ambitious climate policies. The European Commission launched a consultation process of the mechanism in July of last year, and consultations closed end of October. The Commission will present a draft of the measure by the second half of 2021. We will, of course, ensure the compatibility of the mechanism with the WTE rules and other international commitments, as well as a complementarity and possible interaction with emission trading systems. There will also be opportunities for further discussions with EU partners. Why all of these things are important in our relationship with Turkey? You have already mentioned this. Because Turkey and the EU are important economic partners. Turkey is the 6th largest trading partner of the EU, and the EU is Turkey's largest trading partner and major source of foreign direct investment. Turkey is an important part of European value chains, particularly in automotive, textile, and machinery. And as we are talking about business dialogue, I also want to underline the importance of sectoral cooperation between the Turkish and European business organizations. Many Turkish associations covering sectors where our cooperation is most intensive, such as automotive, chemicals, machinery, textile, pharmaceuticals, and cosmetics, are members of the European sectoral organizations. Some of them are very active members. Given their high economic integration, these sectors need to work together, need to share joint policy priorities. In any case, some of the value chains are built naturally around multinational companies with one leg in Europe and one in Turkey. It is difficult to imagine that an industrial plant in Europe moving into net zero emission or digitalization its operations and services would not expect a local partner in Turkey as an important part of its value chain to do the same. This is particularly so in high value added sectors. Hence, our convergence in climate policy is a requirement, but it's also a natural, unavoidable process as the business converges their plans and practice, and it is also full of opportunities. So we expect that Turkey, as a customs union partner and a candidate country to the EU, would, with the business community, join the EU's pathway towards a more sustainable, resource-efficient, and green economy. That is all what the modern global economy requires in the face of the ongoing challenges. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very, very constructive and productive dialogue in the coming days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. Actually, we are really grateful for your time and effort to share your thoughts. Actually, I also would like to share information about our interest. We have over 1,000 registration for this event from 35 countries, and it is also it shows us that EU and Turkey, European and Turkish businesses are showing such a high interest for future and sustainable collaboration. And now I would like to pass the floor to Deputy Minister Gonca Yılmaz. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ersoy. Dear Deputy Minister and Ambassador Faruk Kaymakçı, dear Ambassador Nikolaus Meyer-Landrut, dear TOBB President and EUROCHAMBERS Vice President Mr. Hisarcıklıoğlu, dear EUROCHAMBERS President Christoph Lyle, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, I would like to start my remarks by thanking the TOBB and EUROCHAMBERS for convening this organization. Because I strongly believe that this event and the events similar will provide a very valuable platform for the Turkish and European Union business communities to come together to exchange views and to, their practices and, of course, to improve the business dialogue. We all agree that the customs union has played a very crucial role not only for liberalizing the trade in between the parties, but also for deepening the Turkey's integration into the EU in many ways. Of course, Turkey and EU are very key and strategic partners to each other, and they will continue to be so. But we should not forget that Turkey's strategic goal is not the customs union, the full membership. So we should keep this in mind. Today, when we look at the customs union, we see that since its entry into force, the trade volume between Turkey and EU has more than quadrupled. This is a very important figure, and the development of bilateral investment relations and the full integration of our companies to the European Union value chains have enabled our business world to create value not only for the EU, but for the world together with the EU. On the other hand, thanks to the harmonization of the technical legislations, many products have benefited from the free movement of the goods. Turkish firms and EU firms have jointly benefited from this free movement and developing trade relations. So the customs union has significant contributions for the competitiveness of the EU firms operating in Turkey as well. According to UNCTAD, in 2017, the recent data, out of top 10 countries whose exports were contributed by Turkish value added, 9 were European Union members. However, the world economy and trade relations, as you very well know, have seriously changed since 1996. And we believe that there is plenty of room for the improvement of Turkey-EU trade relations and the competitiveness of both Turkish and EU companies via an updated and modernized customs union. Today, in parallel with changing trends in international trade, both the EU and Turkey are concluding more comprehensive trade agreements with third countries, while relations between Turkey and EU continue to be governed by the customs union, which only covers the goods. We see the rise on the number of deeper regional trade agreements around the world as well. The recently concluded a comprehensive and progressive agreement for the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the regional comprehensive economic partnership agreements, I believe, are very clear examples to that. These examples also show us that the countries in the same region have agreed to manage their differences and for an economically closer and stronger region. Moreover, e-commerce, service trade, digitalization, which are not covered by the customs union right now, have become as important as trading goods. In fact, the importance of those areas in the EU single market is increasing. This is, I believe, a clear sign of our untapped trade potential. We should be more opportunistic at that side. So considering the changes and challenges in the international economic order, and also we should not forget for a stronger recovery after the COVID-19 pandemic, it's in the interest of both Turkey and the EU to stand together for greater cooperation and closer integration. Especially after the Brexit, I believe the deepening of Turkey-EU trade and economic integration became even more important. In this process, we should take into account that EU single market has deepened since the entry into force of the customs union, and we are very well aware of the transformation for green and digital economy in Europe, and it has recently become one of the most important agenda items for us as well. In the light of these developments, we believe it's important that our trade relations do reflect the reality of today and the future. Therefore, we look forward to work in cooperation to update the customs union and to establish an even closer integration with the EU. I would also like to underline that an active business support would be critical for paving the way for launching the update negotiations. So the business community is called on duty. Dear participants, another key area we need to work on closely and establish a closer cooperation is the Green Deal, which constitutes the main focus of today's agenda. There's no doubt that cooperation in this field would spur the competitiveness of our sectors by supporting the green transformation in our value chains. In this regard, we closely monitor the developments regarding the European Green Deal announced by the European Commission in December last year. We acknowledge that to deliver the Green Deal, the EU needs to implement extremely comprehensive policy reforms and measures in the areas of, let me say, circular economy, sustainable agriculture and biodiversity, clean energy, smart mobility, infrastructure, renovation, construction. All these reforms need an enormous transformation and a huge investment. Moreover, within the context of the Green Deal, the European Commission is expected to unveil a proposal, as Ambassador has already mentioned, for a carbon border adjustment mechanism in June this year. So we don't have too much time left. By this way, we know the EU aims to design a system to protect sectors against the distortion of the competition and the risk of carbon leakage. In addition, we see that the EU is working for enabling the transformation from a linear to a circular economy. This would also imply legislative changes aiming to make products placed on the EU market more sustainable. Those changes will have direct implications on Turkey, not only in exports to the EU, within the context of Turkey's alignment with the EU's technical legislation. We are all aware of the effects of these changes because of our trade relations and direct linkage with the EU value chains. So in order to prepare our companies for a future envisaged by the European Green Deal, we have initiated works with the participation of all relevant public institutions and stakeholders. In this regard, we established a Green Deal working group coordinated by our ministry, and the working group continues its efforts to identify and implement the steps for establishing a green transformation, green agenda for its sector's adaptation to the changes that will be brought by the EU Green Deal. And of course, to support the sectors throughout the green transformation. I have to say that we are about to finalize a comprehensive roadmap in cooperation with all relevant public institutions and the private sector. However, we should also keep in mind that no government or business can handle this monumental green transformation challenge alone. Strong partnerships between governments, business and civil society are very critical if Europe is to succeed in becoming the greenest, most innovative and inclusive region in the world. In this regard, I would like to underline that in line with its capabilities, Turkey is looking for ways to reinforce bilateral engagement with the EU on Green Deal. This bilateral engagement could include establishing a strong partnership between Turkey and EU and member states as well as developing cooperation opportunities between relevant sectors. We believe that Turkey's candidate status and customs union partnership forms a very convenient basis for the development of engagement with the EU. We need to take advantage of having already interconnected value chains in the customs union and exploit this high potential between our sectors to develop joint projects for green investments, green transformation. By this way, our industries could engage in cooperation for developing sustainable products, sustainable services, supporting green technologies, as well as contributing to achieving a circular economy. However, there is no doubt that such a cooperation should include Turkey's access to the EU's green financing mechanisms in order to support the green transformation in Turkey. As you would recognize, while the EU is providing very comprehensive financial support for EU sector's green transformation, and it's not fair to expect the same transformation from Turkish sectors, which have a direct link to the EU value chains, but which do not have the same financial resources. So in that regard, as a candidate country and a customs union partner, accessing financing opportunities, financing funds, such as the European Green Deal investment plan for green transition projects in our country would be significant for the green transition of our companies. I know that there are some funds like IPA funds that are open to candidate countries, but we have to be very frank with ourselves. 1 trillion euros worth of European Green Deal investment plan or 100 billion euros worth of just transformation fund cannot be compared with a couple of billions worth of IPA funds. So there is a huge potential there, and we are not just one of the countries. We are a customs union partner as well as a candidate country. Last but not least, I would like to note that the green transformation of the supply chains between Turkey and EU would be to the benefit of both parties. So we attach great importance to the green transformation of supply chains together. So on every occasion, we recall the requirements of the customs union to consult Turkey on the same basis as member states and to cooperate with Turkey in good faith. I believe my colleague, Mr. Kaymakçı, will have a direct word on that, but I have to say that if we expect the full functioning of the customs union, such as the carbon border adjustment mechanism, Turkey should be kept very close to the decision mechanism, not outside and not waiting for a response from the ambassador to make an explanation for how it will work. So distinguished participants, we always encourage our business sectors, which are already integrated with the EU value chains. So on this occasion, I would also like to encourage the EU business sector to improve cooperation opportunities with their counterpart sectors in Turkey by reminding Turkey's advantageous positions such as our geographical position, interconnected value chains, technical regulatory compliance for many years. So throughout B2B collaborations, industrial supply chains between Turkey and the EU should be reviewed together with a bottom-up approach, I believe. And there is a high potential also for our sectors to increase the number of these collaborations, especially in the areas of renewable energy and circular economy. So I know our businesses have valuable best practices and green projects under preparation that can be shared with their European partners. So considering these, we need to equip ourselves with necessary tools to support the transition of the trade and economic environment of the 21st century. So in a time when the world is shaken by the economic and health implications of the pandemic and major geopolitical shifts, it's imperative that we should stand together and work to turn challenges into opportunities. So on the government side, as the Ministry of Trade, we strongly support strengthening Turkey-EU trade relations and economic relations. Regarding the EU Green Deal, we believe that it's crucial to explore further cooperation opportunities. And on the business side, I would like to again encourage both Turkish and EU sectors to exploit their potential for supporting the green transformation together. So thank you very much, Ms. Ersoy.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister, for your valuable contribution and insights. Now we will lend ear to the distinguished words of the Deputy Minister Faruk Kaymakçı.
Thank you very much, Oya Hanım, dear Deputy Trade Minister, dear Presidents Lytle and Hisarcıklıoğlu, sevgili Rifat Bey. Thank you very much for organizing this event, and also I would like to greet all the businesswomen who are watching and listening to us, especially, but also my regards to businessmen. I will start, with some reference to, Mr. Lytle. He said that why we are not having high-level economy dialogue meetings. I think this is the right question. We should have had several high-level dialogue meetings on economy, on transport, on energy, but unfortunately, some of the EU member states have really abused their veto rights and their, the EU membership solidarity against the candidate country, and they have, suspended these high-level dialogue meetings. It is sad. I think it is counterproductive because such a situation does not solve any problem. Did we solve the problem on Cyprus? No. Did we find good solutions to the Turkish-Greek disputes on the Aegean Sea? No. Did we have better relations with the EU? No. So I think what is important is the engagement, and I hope that after the March European Council, we will have a positive agenda, which should also include all the dialogue meetings to be revitalized, and also the business communities, both from Turkey and the rest of Europe, should be able to meet in this sort of meetings. And of course, even the name of this meeting was, I guess, questioned by some friends on the EU side, because it is called Turkey-EU High-Level Business Dialogue. And some people even wanted to, not to have this title today from the EU side. It is pity, but finally we are able to make it, and I think it will be very useful to all of us. And of course, after four, excellent interventions made, by two presidents, by Deputy Trade Minister Gonca Hanım, as well as our good friend Nikolaos here in Ankara, it is difficult to add anything new. But I will probably mention a few points which are not said and which might be contribution to our discussion today. Of course, we are talking about Green Deal, but we should take this Green Deal together with a digital strategy, because I think the digital strategy of the EU and the Green Deal are going together, because when we talk about even trade, so we are talking about e-commerce, we are talking about digitalization, and this morning we had a meeting again presided by Gonca Hanım about transfer of data of the companies, and so this is a new world, and I think both the Green Deal and the European digital strategy should also include Turkey as a European economy, as a candidate country economy, and also as a party to the Turkey-EU customs union. I have heard, in some statements, Turkey is regarded as a partner, but we are not a partner. We are not a neighbor. We are Europe ourselves, and we are already an associate member of the European Economic Community, an essential part of Turkey-EU Customs Union. I think we should look at it, this way. It will help us, to get better results. So we know that the Green Deal is not only about environment. It is a growth model. It is a consumption model. It is a production model. So it's a way of life, and it will also, involve tax adjustments, as it was mentioned on the border. So in the new system, we have to engage with the private sector, with the business sector, to better inform them so that they prepare themselves. And Gonca Hanım is doing an excellent work. We have now a Green Deal action plan presided by the Ministry of Trade with the contribution of all the line ministries, and more or less the line ministries and also the stakeholders from the private sector. We know what to do in the future so that our trade relation, our economic and investment relation with the EU continue and increase. So we hope that we will get results on this. There was, of course, some reference to sustainable financing, which is very important. And this is one of the problems that Turkey is facing now, not only within the EU system, but also in the global system. If we look at the UN framework on the climate change, Turkey is unfairly put in Annex 1. So this means that Turkey will not be able to have access to green climate financing. And also Turkey is subjected to, let's say, upper level of commitments in terms of gas emissions. So this is a bit complicated for Turkey because when we look at the situation, we see that at least 4 countries of OECD are not in the Annex 1, and 9 countries of the G20 are not in Annex 1. So as Gonca Hanım mentioned, expecting Turkey to keep up with the other European countries while not having easy access to sustainable financing in meeting the challenges of the Green Deal. So I think this is a very important issue. So we have to find a fair, a balanced situation for Turkey, both in terms of UN climate change system, the Paris Agreement namely, and also the EU Green Deal, which should definitely include Turkey. Carbon border adjustment mechanism, of course, it will be a system which is understandable, but it should not be a discriminatory system against customs union partner Turkey. So we hope that when the system is established, Turkey should be fully consulted, and a fair and functioning mechanism should be established, which can also encourage, I think, green trade, green investment, and green growth in Turkey as well. Of course, we have a challenge of digitalism, challenge of Green Deal, but at the same time, we are dealing with the negative effects of pandemic. It was also mentioned. We have seen the key importance of Turkey in terms of supply chains to the rest of Europe, and we hope that and believe strongly that the update of Turkey-EU Customs Union could be a good remedy to the recovery plans. So the EU has devised a recovery plan of 750 billion euros, and Turkey, as a candidate country, of course, will be part of some of the EU programs, but still, I think we should have a Europe-wide, a comprehensive recovery plan because Turkish and other European economies are interlinked, and we have to act together. I think we should try to follow, common policies. And Turkey is really committed that we will be involved in more EU programs for the IPA 3 period from 21 on. As you might know, Turkey is a part of especially Horizon 2020, which came to an end now with its new name, Horizon Europe. But also we are considering seriously that Turkey should be part of LIFE, and also some of the programs which are covering Green Deal, like Invest EU. This will also include the Green Deal. So we are there. But when we talk about customs union, let's not forget that visa issue is still there. Of course, Turkey has to fulfill the last 6 benchmarks, but I think even without fulfilling these 6 benchmarks, Turkish business circles deserve a free movement within the European economic system, because this is really unfair competition. You cannot imagine a Turkish business woman or man waiting to get a visa for a month and not being able to compete with its European counterparts. This is not the right way. And I think meanwhile, we hope that we will be able to get some sort of facilitation for the business circles so that they can move freely and they can do trade freely. I think customs union update negotiations will also enable us to work on the Green Deal, but also to work on a sustainable growth model and sustainable trade model. So this is why I think this is also one of the reasons why we should not delay the start on the update negotiations on the customs union. So the sooner is better. Let's hope that after March European Council, we see a positive agenda on Turkey relations. So the positive agenda would mean basically, strengthening Turkey's EU accession perspective, restarting Turkey-EU high-level dialogue meetings, including Turkey-EU summits, of course, on trade, economy, transport, energy, agriculture, counterterrorism, foreign policy. And of course, we need a renewed migration deal because 18 March migration deal was functioning, I think, in a satisfactory manner. But the both sides, the EU and Turkey, should fulfill their commitments in terms of 18 March statement. So we need maybe a new deal, a renewed deal, hopefully from April on. And then customs union update is a must. This will also bring a good momentum into Turkey relations. Counterterrorism cooperation is also essential in Turkey-EU relations. Then, of course, we hope that we can also make some additional steps in order to enable Turkish citizens to travel into Schengen zone without any visa. Then Turkey's participation in EU programs and the use of IPA funds in the most efficient way, I think, is a win-win situation. And of course, we need to cooperate more on regional policies, such as in Libya, in the Eastern Mediterranean, in Syria, in South Caucasia, which should also include, I think, a strong Turkey-EU cooperation in defense and security. So let's hope that from March on, with better relations with Greece, some detente with France, and some progress on the Cyprus issue, let's hope that we opt for a win-win-win situation, which will be a win for Turkey, win for the rest of Europe, and also win for the rest of the world. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister Faruk Kaymakçı. Actually, thank you to all of our speakers, and please accept our sincere appreciation as the TBD project team and stakeholders for your outstanding contributions and insights you made to the EU-Turkey high-level business dialogue. And it was very important and interesting to hear all these issues from you, and it was actually a starting point of all these discussions. We will discuss further in our thematic sessions. But on behalf of TBD team, I really would like to thank you to all of you and for your time and contributions. And actually, I would like to thank you to all guests, distinguished guests here. Thank you for joining us for the opening session of EU-Turkey High-Level Business Dialogue. And hope to meet you in the afternoon session at 1 in Central Europe time and at 3 in Turkey time. And first session will be on EU-Turkey economic and trade relations and common challenges in the view of EU Green Deal. Thank you so much and hope to see you in the afternoon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.